Hello and welcome back to another event from Genshin Impact. This time around is the tower defense event, and I'm having a good time with it. So today I will be sharing with you my strategy for difficulty 4. Alright, so this is one of the new map. My general strategy is to put the water construct right in this position, as being in the center really helps to make sure it procs consistently. Then I'll put into recovery tower side by side for the extra boost, then followed by a Cairo application tower right here, and we can be free to put in anything you want, but I'll put electro here and another pyro tower right here after we get enough point. So if you find them walking too slow, you can always go to the front and give them a little boost, and you can push them forward basically if you want. Otherwise, you can always go to the front and set in a very nice present for them. They really appreciate that one actually. And I missed the opportunity because the UI is a bit quite quirky at times. Yeah, that's supposed to be how it works. Then you can always play with this. Wait for it, and kaboom! You can basically also spam mine, it works the same. But basically you are trading points for speed, which works fine. And with that, wave is over. Normally we would pick up this fearless perk to gain extra point, but in my case, or even taking damage boosting for your main size, but for this instance I'll just pick challenge whenever possible, while skipping if there isn't any challenges. So as for this part, we can add in the pyro tower as we want at the back, because its range will be able to reach the enemy at the front. Then we will also put in an extra pyro tower at the back here as well, and we can call them in. Here we can set an additional Cairo tower to help crowd control and give them the speed reduction we need. And there's the challenge boss. Wouldn't be too bad actually. Worst to worst, you can also set up either GOMC to block the path as such. This will be done in advance if you want. This will work as well if you need to. But this also poses a risk of blocking your pyro tower at the back, unless you are using electro tower, which are free from being blocked. Yeah, at least doing this will be able to create a detour for the big guy to give you the time needed to actually take it down. So we'll be left with a couple of MVPs taking their own sweet time. We're gonna give them some boost. We're gonna make sure he stayed at the back long enough until the shield guy came in. Whoa, that works. Gosh, one last guy. Well, I will just keep trying to kick it into the pit to hasten the process, and that's wave 2 cleared. Now for wave 3, I'll do the same, pick on the challenge. So with the challenge will be much harder, so if without the challenge it should be much more manageable. So with the third wave open, the third lane is also open, so you need to prepare to put in some tower at the back here to help control them. I normally deal with 2 Cairo. I will put 2 Hydros towers here with an animal in the center for the slow effect. So we're gonna need to have some point before we can continue, so let's get them in. Maybe I can also put in a landmine. No, that works. Okay, so I'll put in a Cairo here. As its range might be able to be shot to the back as well, it will be much more beneficial. And follow with an animal instead of electro, because electro won't be useful for this wave at the moment. But other than that, you can actually go for the electro tower at the side. You can actually just stay here for the rest of the game to monitor which kind of enemies gonna come through, and use Barbara and Kea for the freeze com to help keeping the enemy in place. Otherwise, this is about it. Well, that lane is over, so what's left is with this side. Okay, so we are about 80% done with our building. So later on we'll just cancel the recovery totem and change it back into a functional damage tower. Dang it, I pressed the wrong one. So it just send them back to where they belong. Okay, so instead of choosing a perks, I will skip it. Okay, so for this side, I would consider putting an extra hydro tower. Then I would put in an extra pyro tower as well. So these two will be able to target this lane, as well as these two will have a chance to target this lane. So let us begin. And here's wave 4. Well, pyro slimes with 2 hydro tower, we should be safe for that side. And with this, we can actually help them out with this stuff, or give them a nice bomb. That seems good here. We'll wait for the sun to come over and give them the delicious mine. Wait for it, and everything's over. The new mine will be really useful for such situation. Okay, let's give it some time. Gone. And that deletes them. Okay, so pick on the challenge boss as well. Then that will be the last wave. So basically, this is about the final setup. As you can see, it would be nice to have a... oh, you can proc in the electro tower right here, and that's the end for the setup. The last slot is reserved for placing mine if you need to, otherwise you can always set up another tower here. Ideally, I would say I will put Cairo because it will work well with the pyro tower. Okay, so we need to give them some help because the big guy is quite toxic. Or maybe not, seems to work really well. Okay, so basically with the setup we are actually self-sustained. If you feel the need to help, you can actually just put in maybe shield tower. As long as you don't block the pyro tower, you should be fine. Ritual Construct will help to detour the enemy because they will tend to want to navigate the path that they want to go. So I think if you place it at the interval, it will help. And that seems to be mostly about it. And last big guy. So we're going to try and greet him with all the love we can get. And that's it for difficulty 4 for the new map at least. So with that comes to the end of the video, and I will see you again for the next difficulty then, and enjoy your rest.